All uniformed personnel, at ease.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of Class 1165. I am Assistant Chief Patrol Agent David Salinas, and I will be your Master of Ceremony for today's graduation. At this time, I would like to introduce the onstage ceremony party. Starting on my far right is Jason D. Owens, Chief Patrol Agent, U.S. Border Patrol Academy. Robert N. Garcia, Chief Patrol Agent, Swanton Border Patrol Sector, currently Interim Chief, Del Rio Sector. Robert Smoot, Program Specialist, Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Next, I would like to recognize the staff members of the U.S. Border Patrol Academy that were instrumental in the success of this session. Some of these staff members could not be present today as they are busy instructing other sessions. Would the staff members please stand as your name is called and remain standing? From the Operations Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Judith De Leon. Border Patrol Agent Michael Vanek. From the Spanish Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Raymond Maldonado. From the Physical Techniques Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Josh Novick. Border Patrol Agent Anthony Whites. From the Firearms Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Cody Roberts. Border Patrol Agent Robert Sanchez Jr. From the Driver Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agents James St. Louis and David Lanou. From the Tactics Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Juan Manuel Carrion. Attorneys James Wilson and Training Technician Vicente Anchondo. Ladies and gentlemen, the staff of Class 1165. Thank you. Please be seated. The U.S. Border Patrol Academy allows family members or influential persons who are current sworn officers the honor of presenting the Border Patrol badge to their graduating relative or mentee. Please stand and remain standing when I call your name. Joining us today are Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Juan de Dios Iracheta, 25 years of service. Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Jesus Corrales, 20 years of service. Assistant Chief Patrol Agent Diego Granillo, 28 years of service. Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Anita J. Leon, 16 years of service. Ladies and gentlemen, please give these guests of 1165 a round of applause. Each graduating class selects one of its own members to address the audience during graduation ceremony. Class 1165 has selected Border Patrol Agent Kristen Stansel. At this time, I would like to ask Agent Stansel to come forward and address the audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the 1,165th session of the United States Border Patrol Academy. We would like to thank Chief Owens, Chief Garcia, and Mr. Smoot for being here. Thank you for being with us on such a grand occasion. We also want to thank the friends and family that were able to attend in person today, as well as innumerable others who are not able to attend but are watching online and are here in spirit. For today would not have been possible for a single one of us were it not for the unwavering support of our friends and family. On February 1st, 2021, we arrived here at the United States Border Patrol Academy. Despite it being a chilly night, we were promptly given the warmest of welcomes by several Border Patrol agents as we stepped off the bus. It was at this moment that the ability to complete simple instructions instantly vanished from our grasp. Lining up alphabetically, stacking our suitcases up correctly, emptying our pockets completely. These all became increasingly harder to do correctly. We were told to do these things in a quick manner, or as we like to say here at the Academy, move with a purpose. COVID-19 presented challenges and interruptions to normal activity virtually everywhere in the world, and the U.S. Border Patrol Academy is no exception. Due to the virus and certain precautionary isolation protocols, we didn't have our official day one of our curriculum until March 1st, an entire month after stepping foot on the FLETC campus, and that is when the real fun began. A large portion of our academic classroom time at the Academy was spent learning all the legal aspects regarding immigration law, naturalization law, and our ability to enforce these laws as well as others. We successfully completed and passed 5 law exams over the course of the first 4 months here. We had the pleasure of being taught by some incredible lawyers, and we want to sincerely give our thanks to each and every one of them, especially for their patience regarding some of our borderline absurd what-if questions. In firearms, we learned the ability to safely and effectively utilize our service weapons, as well as how to clean them and the principles regarding using them, such as moving while firing and using cover. But most importantly, we also learned when and when not to use our weapons. This was all made possible by our fantastic firearms instructors. We want to thank Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Van Orman, and Mr. Roberts for everything that they taught us. And if he were here today, Mr. Van Orman will be proud because we even have the firearms ribbon ironed for him today. Driving is something that most, if not all of us, came to the Academy with a good amount of experience with. But I'm telling you, it was kind of tricky getting behind the wheel after not driving anywhere in several months. In the driving department, we learned things such as pursuit driving, off-road driving, and non-emergency driving. But we also learned the laws regarding our responsibility behind the wheel as law enforcement agents and how to do our job in the safest manner possible to not only ourselves, but the general public we have sworn to protect. We want to thank Mr. Rivera and Mr. Lanou for all the lessons you taught us. Building 2, the Physical Techniques Building. This is where perhaps some of our most testing moments in the entire Academy transpired. It was in there that we not only got stronger physically, but mentally as well. Our incredible instructors helped us overcome challenges and push ourselves past limits we didn't think we were capable of. Growth happens when a person puts themselves out of their comfort zone, and there's no place more equipped to push you outside your comfort zone than the PT department. From learning how to defend ourselves with our bare hands or with the tools we use in the field, to getting our bodies ready for the rigors of being a Border Patrol agent, or to learning that exercises actually start at the count of 0, not 1. We learned an incredible amount here. None of this would have been possible without our instructors pushing us every day. The phrase, "a few quick, easy reps," will never have the same ring to it. To Mr. Novak, Mr. Whites, and Mr. Jimenez, we want to say thank you for everything and for always inspiring us to get our chunk on. Speaking of being pushed outside of comfort zones, the Spanish department was another place that did just this. I think I speak for all the non-native Spanish speakers in our class when I say thank you to our instructors for your patience and thoroughness as we learn the ropes of grasping a foreign language. From weekly tests covering vocabulary and grammar, to weekly tests of being put in real-life scenarios that we will encounter in the field. It is amazing the amount of Spanish we were able to learn and the foundation it laid for us to further our proficiency with this language. All of this was made possible by the precise and amazingly effective curriculum written out for us in combination with our top-notch instructors. Anytime we had a question that stumped even our lead instructor, Mr. Maldonado would, as he'd say, consult the Spanish elders. It was this type of humility and patience that got us to where we are today. From our entire class, we want to say muchas gracias to Señor Maldonado y Señor Del Luna. In the operations department, we learned the basics of trying to become a Border Patrol agent, from daily discipline regarding our uniform expectations to how to march like a well-oiled machine. Operations taught us how to properly communicate on the radio in a law enforcement manner and to how to write memos, skills that will be utilized every single day of our entire career. Our class, 1165, has had a few different lead ops instructors during our time here. We want to say thank you to all of them. We started the academy with Mr. Greeno, and then we went under the instruction of Mr. Lehman and Mr. Godson, and now we graduate under the guidance of Ms. De Leon. We want to thank all of you for your leadership. We also want to give a massive thank you to Mr. Vanek, who has been with us since day one. Thank you for all of your advice, discipline, and mentorship. Also, thank you for your patience regarding all the day-to-day operations and requests that came from us. I think our class may have set the record for most number of torn pants, broken radios, and broken magazine pouches. Every single day at the Academy starts and ends with your ops instructors, and some days are better than others. Thank you for your limitless motivation through it all. Time is a relative concept. What is long to some may not be long to others. 7 months here, away from family and friends, could feel like an eternity. 5 seconds is but the blink of an eye in the grand scheme of things, but also feels like an eternity when you're hooked up to 50,000 volts from a taser. My point is throughout our time here, we all got to this point, day 117, by relying on each other. We exited the bus February 1st as 41 individuals. We are here before you today as 23 brothers and sisters joining the ranks of the United States Border Patrol. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears here together and learned what it truly means to work as a team and be a family. Now, today, as our careers begin, we are humbled and excited to join together the proud 97-year tradition of the United States Border Patrol. As we leave here today, we will go our own ways into our new careers, but just as on any given shift, an agent may be working solo, but they are never working alone. We will always be there for each other through thick and thin as Class 1165 and as United States Border Patrol agents. Class, one last time. How do we finish? Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, Agent Stenson. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Chief Patrol Agent Jason D. Owens. But before I invite Chief Owens to the podium, I would like to tell you a little bit about him. Jason D. Owens assumed command as the Chief Patrol Agent of the U.S. Border Patrol Academy on May 10th, 2020. And he leads one of the largest law enforcement academies in the United States. Prior to his appointment, he served as Chief Patrol Agent of Holton Sector, responsible for border security operations for the entire state of Maine. Chief Owens entered on duty in 1996 with Class 325. In 2001, Chief Owens successfully completed the Border Patrol Tactical Unit Selection Course and the Border Patrol Search, Trauma, and Rescue Team Selection Course. He later promoted to Field Operations Supervisor at the BORTAC headquarters in El Paso, Texas, leading several counter-narcotics and counter-terrorism operations, including deployments to Honduras, Colombia, La República Dominicana, and Iraq. Chief Owens has 2 sons who are currently on active duty, serving proudly in the armed forces. He holds both a master's degree in accountancy from Shorter University and a master's degree in national security from the National War College, and is a graduate of the DHS Senior Executive Service Candidate Development Program. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, Chief Jason D. Owens.
All right, 1165, we're here. 7 months went by in a blink of an eye, didn't it? So first I want to give a shout out to your friends and family that are joining us remotely today and tell you how much it means to all of us, and I know especially to Class 1165, that you can be sharing in it, at least in some small part. We all look forward to the day when we can have our friends and family back and we've defeated COVID and can move on with our regular lives. But for now, we take comfort in knowing that you can join us, at least remotely. To the instructors of Class 1165, it's a special thing being able to produce good, solid Border Patrol agents to go out and do this job. There are thousands of us that go out and do this job well each and every day. But not just anybody can be a teacher and train people to do the job. We're lucky to be amongst you, and 1165 owes their success in no small part to your efforts, and for that I thank you. And to our distinguished guests, some of whom I've known for a while. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you can share in this with us as well. And back to the families. My job is very unique, and I'm privileged to have a front row seat and watch as some outstanding young men and women, the best that this country has to offer. I watch from day one when they come through these gates, and I see a transformation over months, culminating in them sitting here in front of us, graduating and going out into the field. You simply can't put into words the changes that you see take place, not just at the individual level, but as a class, as a team. Each and every one of us start where these men and women have started. We all have that bond. We all have that in common. And each and every one of us find moments of challenge and adversity that try us, that test us, that try to keep us from achieving this goal. And the only ones that make it are the ones that learn that we cannot do this alone. We have to rely on each other. Where our weakness lies, another's strength, and vice versa. And by coming together, Class 1165 has done that very thing. And this is an all-important lesson, because when they go out into the field, to the front line, and do one of the most difficult and daunting jobs in law enforcement, they're going to have that skill. They're going to have to know how to do that. Because that's the only way we, as a Green family, as the United States Border Patrol, are successful, despite the overwhelming challenges that are thrown at us every single day and throughout our 97-year history. I told you this before, class. We are all sincerely proud to call you our brothers and sisters. We are proud of your accomplishment, and I hope that you are too. I hope you and your family take time to reflect on the gravity of what you've accomplished in 6.5 or 7 months, depending on if you round up or not. But you made it. And to close things off, I can think of no better person to give you your keynote speech than your senior mentor, Chief Patrol Agent Robert Garcia. And before I offer him the podium, I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Chief Garcia is currently the Chief Patrol Agent of the Swanton sector in Swanton, Vermont. For the past 4 weeks, he has been serving as the interim Chief Patrol Agent in the Del Rio sector, which is one of the busiest spots along the border in Texas, in South Texas. In his day job in Swanton, Vermont, he has command of 8 Border Patrol stations, 295 miles of U.S. and Canadian border in the states of New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire. Now, Chief Garcia entered on duty with U.S. Border Patrol in May of 1992. He may not look it, but he's a lot older than he looks. He was the honor graduate for Class 253. He served in the El Paso sector, the Tucson sector, the Swanton sector. He's been at U.S. Border Patrol headquarters in Washington, D.C. He served time at the Border Patrol Academy when it was located in Charleston, South Carolina. And he successfully completed the Border Patrol Tactical Unit Selection Course 11. Chief Garcia has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Texas in El Paso, and he's the graduate of the CBP Leadership Institute and the Department of Defense University of Foreign Military and Cultural Studies Red Team Instructor course. And oh, by the way, he's a native of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to present to you Chief Patrol Agent Robert Garcia.
So good morning. As the chief said, I'm the interim Chief Patrol Agent of the Del Rio sector, and Del Rio sector is, as he stated, pound for pound, probably the busiest USPP sector for illicit cross-border traffic on our southern border. And this goes back and forth with Yuma sector. Rio Grande Valley sector has likely more overall traffic, but a whole lot more agents than Del Rio. There's a lot of business across our multiple borders, and we're doing some outstanding work out there. And this is because we have a great team across the United States Border Patrol, and it's made up of exceptional Border Patrol agents, just like what I see sitting here. So I remember when I was sitting where you were back in 1992, some 900 plus classes before you, and I guess I've been doing it for a while, as Chief Owens says, likely longer than and some of you have been alive. This gives me pause. And I think I'm going to announce here today that I'm going to continue to do the job. And why do you think that is? Protect your country at its borders. How is that not a mission that you can embrace? To protect this country. So, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you and know that you're going to be out there doing it with me. And to speak in front of the future of the Border Patrol. And make no mistake, you are that future. They'll kick me out eventually. But you have earned a position with an elite law enforcement organization that has established itself as one of the very best on the planet. The United States Border Patrol is training others around the globe in what we do all the time. Now you will exude professionalism in all that you do as a United States Border Patrol agent, both on and off duty. We've had several conversations about this. So, when I was sitting there, like you are now, I was ready to move out and get going with my new career, my new duty station. I was itching to move through the graduation ceremony. I'm sure some of you are having some of these thoughts in your head right now. But I would strongly encourage you to focus now. Soak all this up as much as you can. You just finished one of the toughest and demanding law enforcement training programs, period. You should be proud of what you have accomplished. And you should be proud that we have our families remote to see this and to see this accomplishment with you. You have made friends here at the Academy that you will stay connected to for a long time to come. I'm still connected with my classmates, though most of them have retired. Great stuff. Again, soak it all in. We're going to be here a while. I believe Chief Owens told me that I have about an hour this morning to impart some wisdom to you, and I got several more pages to get through. So today's USBP is different than what I remember when I was in your shoes. I left the academy to go and patrol the desert border of western New Mexico. I was very energetic and eager to get after everything, learn every aspect of the job, catch all that I needed to apprehend or seize, etc. And that desire has not faded. In fact, it is stronger now than it was then. And why do you think that is? Protecting the country at its borders? How is this not a mission that you can get behind, that you can embrace for a career? The desire to serve continues because the USBP is better today than it was then, than it was yesterday. And you, Class 1165, will make it better tomorrow and ensure that that's the case. I charge you to do so. Do you accept this charge?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. I ask this of you because you are where the rubber meets the road. Your actions are what sends that strong message to both the adversary and the public we serve that we are protecting this country with our core values of vigilance, integrity, and service at the forefront of all we do. You will have job tools now at your disposal that I never believed would come to be when I was a new agent like you. We had one computer at our disposal at our station, and its primary purpose was to process timesheets. Can you believe that? Now we have phones, maybe multiple phones on our person that have 10 to 20 times the computing power of that. Now we are sensing the adversary with state-of-the-art technology and connecting each other to better protect ourselves and vector to threat. It's an exciting time to be in the United States Border Patrol. And make no mistake, even with all this technology and advancements in communication, there's still plenty to do. And your adversary is very well adept at what they do. Transnational criminal organizations are well funded and operate with no respect for the rule of law. And to counter this threat, we have the very best tool this agency has to accomplish the mission. And that's you. You, the Border Patrol agent. And the Border Patrol agents you see around you, that you have joined as a family. That's the undeniable priority resource of this agency to get the job done. It's its people. And I welcome you to that family. It will take new, energetic, and innovative agents like you entering the patrol to continue to meet the challenges of today and lead this organization into tomorrow. You're the future. Some of you are veterans, and for that service, I personally thank you. And I ask you now to continue to fulfill your oath in protecting this great nation with your USBP family. Honor first.
Thank you, Chief Owens and Chief Garcia, for those inspiring and encouraging words.
I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm a steamroller, baby. Just rolling down the line. Just rolling down the line. I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm a steamroller, baby. Just rolling down the line. Just rolling down the line. So you better get out of my way now. So you better get out of my way now. Before we run all over you. Before we run all over you.
We will now move on to the presentation of the awards. At this time, we would like to recognize section leaders Bryce Kopp and Marisol Torres with the Border Patrol Academy Award for Leadership. Due to unforeseen circumstances, section leader Bryce Kopp is unable to attend today's ceremony. His efforts did not go unnoticed, and we will ensure that he receives his award. Border Patrol Agent Marisol Torres, please come forward. The section leader position carries with it a tremendous amount of additional responsibility aside from the same strict training regimen as the rest of the class. The Leadership Award commends section leaders for their devotion to duty, leadership, demeanor, and professional attitude. At this time, we would like to recognize the graduate with the highest academic achievement. Border Patrol Agent Carlo Castro, please come forward. This award for academic excellence signifies the graduate ranks #1 among his peers in operations, Spanish, and law. His performance makes him highly deserving of the honor bestowed by this award. The Firearms Training Award is awarded to the graduate with the highest score in firearms training. Border Patrol Agent Angel Robles, please come forward. The award signifies that the graduate has earned the distinction of achieving the highest firearms qualification score, while demonstrating distinction in the efficiency of his service weapon. The Driver Training Award recognizes the graduate with the highest score in the driver training program. Border Patrol Agent Benny Beltran please come forward? Today's recipient far exceeded the challenging requirements and the expectations of a novice driver. His performance exemplifies the high level of attention to detail required to safely operate a motor vehicle during stressful situations. The Honor First Award is presented on behalf of the staff of the Border Patrol Academy. Border Patrol Agent Joseph Ventel, please come forward. This award is given to the individual who embodies the guiding principles of honor and who has demonstrated through his actions a level of integrity and commitment that exemplifies the values of a Border Patrol agent. Agent Ventel was also recognized this morning with the Meritorious Award. The Physical Techniques Award recognizes a graduate with the highest score in Physical Techniques program. As I mentioned previously, Agent Bryce Koff could not be with us here today. We honor his achievement and we will ensure that he receives his award. Our last award is the FLETC's Director's Award. The Border Patrol Academy is a joint effort between the United States Border Patrol and the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Working together, the two agencies provide the highest level of education available to law enforcement agents. Border Patrol Agent Christian Trudon Morales, please come forward. Agent Morales was nominated for this award by his classmate, and the award is being presented by Mr. Robert Smoot, Program Specialist for the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving all the recipients a round of applause. The graduating class will now be presented with their badge and credentials, signifying that they have met the required qualifications to become a Border Patrol agent. I will now turn the podium over to Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Judy De Leon.
Good morning. My name is Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Judith De Leon, and I have the privilege of being the class lead for Class 1165. I'll say it once, I've said it once, I've said it again. Congratulations, I'm so proud of all of you. Graduates, please step forward as I read your name to receive your badge and credentials. Miguel A. Becerra Jr. Joining Agent Becerra Jr. on stage is his uncle, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Juan de Dios Iracheta, 25 years of service. Benny Beltran. Carlo G. Castro. Jesus J. Corrales. Joining Agent Corrales on stage is his father, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Jesus Corrales, 20 years of service. Joseph K. DiMaggio. Joining Agent DiMaggio on stage is his brother-in-law, Assistant Chief Patrol Agent Diego Granillo, 28 years of service. Francisco J. Duarte Leon. Joining Agent Duarte Leon on stage is his sister-in-law, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Anita J. Leon, 16 years of service. Matthew J. Garcia. Gerardo Gonzalez Jr. David Marin. Alexander B. Nicole. Thomas C. Nava. Aldo Rico. Angel Robles. Kristen H. Rudon Morales. Derek H. Soul. Alexander D. Cincoy. Christian J. Stansel. Marisol Torres. Christopher R. Trujillo. Joseph D. Bentley.
Graduates, please stand and prepare for the oath of office.
Class 1165, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I. Okay. State your name.
Benny Beltrán, Lalo Castro, Jesús Corrales, Joseph DiMaggio, Francisco J. Duarte León, Chief Garcia, Gerardo González, David Mayen, Alexander Rico, Thomas Nava, Aldo Rico, Angel Robles, Cristian Rudo Morales, Derek Saul, Alexander St. Croix, Christian Joseph Stanfield, Christopher R. Trujillo, Joseph David Mento.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congrats.
In closing, I would like to thank the family and friends and visitors and those that joined us on social media. Thank you for joining in the celebration of Class 1165. Once again, Class 1165, congratulations, best wishes to all of you, and may God bless all of you.
Section